Hello everyone, Deck Trolls here, and today I have for you guys my Digital Bug deck. Now, this is a deck that I didn't think I would make a long while ago, but then after playing it, I actually really warmed up to it, and I just changed it to be really trolly, and it's worked out. So here, show you guys what I've got. Got 3 Digital Bugs sent to bit. Now they all start off with the same effect. Cannot be used as an Xyz material for an Xyz summon except for the Xyz summon of an insect monster. Once per turn, when this card is face up, once per turn, when this face up card is changed from attack position to defense position, you can special summon one level 3 insect monster from your deck in defense position. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as Xyz material gains this effect. Now, each of the Digital Bugs have this effect where they're able to give an effect to the Xyz material, Xyz monster that's summoned using them. For Centibit, it's this card can attack all defense position monsters your opponent controls each once. You got 3 Digital Bug LED Bug. I'll skip over the first part. Once per turn, when this face-up card is changed from attack position to defense position, you can add one level 3 insect type monster from your deck to your hand. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as an Xyz material gains this effect. When this card destroys a monster by battle, draw 1 card. Three Digital Bug Web Soldier. Once per turn, you can target one face-up attack position monster you control, change it to defense position, and if you do, special summon one level 3 insect type monster from your hand in defense position. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as an Xyz material gains this effect. If it is Xyz summoned, the defense of all face-up monsters your opponent controls becomes 0. Also change them to defense position. Three Digital Bug Cocoon Denser. Once per turn, if this card is in attack position, you can target a level 3 insect type monster in your graveyard, change this card to defense position, and if you do, special summon that monster in defense position. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as an Xyz material gains this effect. If this card attacks a defense position monster, your opponent cards and effects cannot activate until the end of the damage step. So basically they all combine and come together to give the Xyz monster like a really sick beatdown. That's basically it. And luckily they have another card that synchronizes perfectly. 3 Bachi Bachi Bachi. An Xyz monster that was summoned using this card on the field as an Xyz material gains this effect. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Perfect. Lastly, for the monsters, we got 2 Honest, because all your monsters are light. During the main phase, you can return this card from your field to the owner's hand. During either player's damage step, when a face-up light monster you control battles, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to have the monster gain attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster it's battling until the end phase. Now for the spells, we got 1 Bug Matrix. It's a field spell. All insect-type monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. You can target one insect-type monster you control, attach one insect monster from your hand to that monster as an Xyz material. You can only use the effect of Bug Matrix once per turn. Got 3 Bug Signal. Target one insect Xyz type monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one insect type monster that is rank 2 or higher or lower, 2 ranks higher or lower than that monster you control by using it as the Xyz material. This special summon is treated as an Xyz summon. Xyz materials attached to the target also become materials to the summoned monster. You can only activate one Bug Signal per turn. You have 3 Inferno Reckless Summon. Only because as many monsters as you can stack onto one Xyz monster, the better. When exactly one monster with 1500 or less attack is special summoned from your field to your field while your opponent controls a face-up monster, special summon as many monsters as possible with the same name as the summoned monster from your hand, deck, and graveyard in attack position. Also, your opponent special summons as many monsters as possible with the same name as one of their face-up monsters from their hand, deck, and graveyard. You have 2 Level Limit Area B, continuous spell. All face-up level 4 or higher monsters on the field are changed to defense position and remain in defense position as long as this card is active. And that doesn't hurt you because you have level 3 monsters that you're going to have on the field and Xyz monsters, which aren't affected by this effect. You have 2 Enemy Controller. Activate one of these effects. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change that target to that target's battle position. Or tribute one monster, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end phase. Lastly, you got 1 Earthquake. Change all face-up monsters on the field to defense position. For the traps, we have 1 Bug Emergency. This is for just having the option, honestly. Target 2 level 3 insect type monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, but their effects are negated. You can banish this card and 1 Xyz monster from your graveyard. The levels of all level 3 insect type monsters you currently control become equal to the banished monster's rank until the end of this turn. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn, except insect type monsters. You can only activate 1 Bug Emergency per turn. One of the cards that's going to help you out a lot is your 2 Gravity Binds. Level 4 or higher monsters cannot attack. It's fun because sure, there's a lot of level 1s, 2s, and 3s that are pretty sick, honestly, but just making it so that your opponent's level 4 and higher don't attack is pretty cool. You've got 3 No Entry. Change all attack position monster to defense position. This is cool just to get off your effects and to stop your opponent's attacks. You got 3 Call the Haunted. Activate this card by targeting 1 monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target in attack position. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. Lastly, you've got 2 Jar of Avarice. Target 5 cards in your graveyard except Jar of Avarice. Shuffle all 5 cards into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Jar of Avarice per turn. And for the extra deck, run 3 Digital Bug Sciradiator. Requires 2 or more level 3 light insect type monsters. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 2 Xyz materials from this card, then target 1 monster your opponent controls, change its battle position, and if you do, it has its effects negated until the end phase of this turn. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can attach that destroyed monster to this card as an Xyz material. And you want to be able to destroy as many monsters as possible with this card so that you can give it as many materials as possible. Got 3 Digital Bug Corbeige. Requires 2 or more level 5 light insect type monsters. You can also Xyz summon this card by detaching 2 Xyz materials from a rank 3 or 4 insect type Xyz monster you control. Then, using that Xyz monster as an Xyz material, Xyz monsters attached to that monster also become Xyz materials to this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 defense position monster your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. Once per turn, if the battle position of a monster on the field is changed, except during the damage step, you can attach 1 insect type monster from your graveyard to this card as an Xyz material. That's why the cards where it changes effects, changes positions of cards is pretty helpful for this card, because it also helps stack on the extra materials. You've got 2 Digital Bug Rhinoceros, my bad. Requires 2 or more level 7 light insect type monsters. You can also special summon this card by detaching 2 Xyz materials from a rank 5 or 6 insect type monster you control, then using that Xyz monster as an Xyz material. Xyz materials attached to that monster also become Xyz materials to this card. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy the face-up monster your opponent controls with the highest defense if tied, or all if tied. My bad. And lastly, we have number 21, Frozen Lady Justice. This card is so good. That's one of the main reasons why you want to be able to stack so many materials onto one card, because this card is beast. Okay. Requires 2 level 6 monsters. You can also Xyz summon this card by detaching 1 material from a rank 5 Xyz monster you control. Then, using that Xyz monster as the Xyz material, Xyz materials attached to that monster also become Xyz materials to this card. This card gains 1000 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, destroy all defense position monsters your opponent controls. This card synergizes so well. I can't tell you how much I love this card in this deck. Anyway, that is my Digital Bug deck profile. So guys, yeah, this is so much fun, honestly. Give me some feedback. Tell me what you think. What would you do to make it better? Maybe even more consistent. Please make sure to like and subscribe. I have 100+ decks, so there's going to be a lot of fun content coming your guys' way. Most importantly, make sure to have fun. Alright, see ya.